After hearing my presentation, you will be convinced that heavy social media can pose a serious risk to your mental health. How many of you have a social media such as Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok, or any other social media platform? How much time do you spend checking them? As a mother of a teenage daughter that uses TikTok and Instagram on a daily basis, I could tell you how addicted it could be. Research has shown that there is an undeniable link between social media use, negative mental health, and low self esteem. Spending too much time engaging in social media can actually make you feel more lonely and isolated, even worsen mental health problems such as anxiety and depression. Did you know that 3.96 million people use social media today? That's 51% or half of the global population. According to the Pew Research Center, 69% of adults and 81% of teens in the United States use social media. People aged 16 to 29 years of age spend the most time, an average of 3 hours daily. Meanwhile, adults between 45 and 54 years of age spend an average of an hour and 39 minutes a day. The numbers indicate that younger people spend the most time on social media channels. This puts a large amount of the population at an increased risk of feeling anxious, depressed, or ill over social media use. According to the Child Mind Institute, a 2017 study of over half a million 8th through 12th graders found that the number of exhibiting high levels of depressive symptoms increased by 33% between 2010 and 2015. In the same period, the suicide rates for girls in that same age group increased by 65%. Over the same period, there was an increase in reports of students seeking help at college and university counseling centers for depression and anxiety. Visits jumped 30% between 2010 and 2015, according to the CCMH 2015 annual report from Penn State University. How would you feel if you see your friends posting all happy, all smiles, pictures of an event that you weren't invited to? Would you be upset or feel a little jealous? Scenarios like this are a perfect example of FOMO. FOMO is real, which means fear missing out. FOMO is another mental health effect that has been strongly linked with the use of social media. Amy Summerfield, a professor of psychology at Miami University in Ohio, said, in quote, FOMO experience specifically is the feeling that I personally could have been there and I wasn't. I do think that part of the reason that is really powerful is in this cue that maybe we're not being included by people we have important social relationships with, end quote, which leads to constantly checking social media so we won't feel left out or to stay up to date. As human beings, we fall into the trap of comparing ourselves to others. As we scroll through our likes and comments, one study as okay, go ahead.
All over again?
No. We could edit. Okay. One study, others as we scroll through our likes and comments. You can edit. Sure. One study done by the Department of Psychology at the University of Houston looked at how we made comparisons to other posts in upward or downward directions, that is, feeling that we were either better or worse off than our friends. It turned out that both types of comparisons made people feel worse. People who generally struggle with low self esteem may feel that seeing others living their best lives is proof that they're not doing well in comparison. Have you ever felt anxious or unsure about yourself right after posting something? If the likes or comments weren't as high as you expected, likes and comments are signs of approval. The more likes we get, the better we tend to feel better about ourselves. But when this happens, we place the value of others' opinions above our own. Letting other people determine our self worth is a very way to destroy our self esteem. Remember, your opinion is way more valuable than anyone else's. Heavy use of social media can affect your mood, which can lead to depression. We wake up checking social media. We go to sleep checking social media. We're so addicted to social media that we don't even realize it. Maybe prior to the speech, you weren't aware of the damage it was really doing to you or your loved ones. Next time you're using a social media platform, look around and see what you're missing out on the real world. It's very important to remember social media can never be a replacement to the real world human connection.